Hi, welcome to the Jenn Hayward Show. I'm starting 2 minutes earlier than our broadcast time so that I can get people to sort of populate the room. And right now, we have no one, so that's why I do this. I don't want to start. But we're here for a very special night. It's called Phoenix Rising. It is a benefit for those who were affected by the fire in Spencerville on Good Friday, of all things. There's a family of 7. There's Melissa Rainville and Trinkets, Joe the computer guy, and another family. And our hearts went out. And just in this horrible time of COVID, we said, we got to do something. And so I put a call out to comics and I said, hey, no one's getting paid. Do you want to do a comedy show? And I was very touched that actually many people signed up to do it for no charge. And a couple of international headliners, a couple of guys named Tom. No, and you have a feature act. And I chose him personally, Trevor Thompson, who will be on here later, who runs a show called Trevor's Pad, which has helped a lot of people get through COVID. So we're going to have some fun. I can see there's already lots of people. I want to give people the heads up. If you are watching from my personal page, this is simultaneously broadcast in 3 different places. If you're doing it from my personal page, that's fine. You won't be able to make any comments that we can see and interact with. So if you want to move over to the Jenn Hayward Show professional page on Facebook or on YouTube, then you can interact. And why is interaction important on comments? The comics hate me right now because if anything, first of all, comics are used to doing stuff in a room with other people, right? So they're used to that feedback, that energy. And so because of COVID, people are like, well, okay, fine, we're doing Zoom rooms, right? And in the Zoom rooms, you can hear people and it's just a little bit more energy. And I said, whoa, that seems fun, but I don't know how to do that. So we're going to do a live stream, which means they get 0 feedback. So I really want a few people right now to go and make some comments so that we can show that we can see them. Unless you're on my personal page, which I will say 80 times, don't do that. Go to the professional page, and I can see a few of you have moved over already, and I appreciate that. So before we get started, if everyone could do me a favor and just share the live stream right now, then we will share it. I'm going to do some time, but really this is about the other comics, and it is about gathering during, I'm going to say it, a really shitty time in society. And it's a shitty time for anyone. I don't care what you're doing, unless you're Jeff Bezos, it's not a good time to be alive. I'm even feeling bad for Doug Ford. That's how I feel. Like, I've seen memes that, oh, this wouldn't happen under his brother Rob. And I'm like, it's a shitty time to be a politician. It's a shitty time to be a comic. There's no stage time. It's a shitty time to own a restaurant. I own a courier service. It's a good time to own a courier service, I won't lie, unless you're a socialist and give it all away. But to have all that happen and then to have a fire decimate your life, we're not going to focus on that because we want to have the fun. But my husband is going to post a link in the comments. Instead of doing here is pay for the show, we decided we would leave it open donations because I do not know how to charge for a show on live stream. So so if you enjoy any of the comics tonight, just ask you to donate about $10, $20, whatever you can. Every bit's going to help because these people lost everything. And it's going to make you feel better. I'm not going to lie, because the attitude of gratitude is not just a platitude. I know I'm lame, but I live by that. And the more you pay forward, the better you do feel in these times of uncertainty. So my husband's going to do that. If anyone wants to post something, I'd love to see more on the Jenn Hayward Show. I'd love to see some comments. I have a couple people on private chat. That was Glen about 15 minutes ago. It's fine. He's going to be on soon. So I'm going to do a couple jokes. I just want to tell you, it is weird, but I'm used to this because when I do the Jenn Hayward Show. But there's a couple of showrunners who are on the show tonight, and showrunners are people who produce comedy for the month. A time we're open, restaurants are open, and Yuck Yucks is open, and different places are open. And I am notorious for just canceling, like not at the last minute, but I sign up. I love doing comedy, and then I'm like, oh, I work at 5 a.m. and I get really, really tired. So today I was like, I wonder if I could find another producer. But I said, no, I'm here. And so if you look at this, Melissa is here. Lovely. Thanks for doing this and being you. That's so sweet. Melissa's one of the people. And I value her. Her and her husband ride flying cider canoe, which I like because I like to drink. And then she opened this boutique. But again, we're going to focus on other things. So my husband's still figuring out how to post the link to the comments, and we'll do that a few times tonight. But I'm getting, like today was hard, right? Like, the lockdown. I was for the lockdown. I'm one of those people who believes that COVID is real and that we should probably not die. But I know there's other people with dissenting opinions, and I know people have been decimated, but I just said it was just a weird feeling day. If you're on social media and you have the moms arguing about school, and you have small business arguing about that, and you have comics arguing about nothing. We used to argue all the time, and now we get along because we don't see each other. With lots of things, but I'm trying to do what I can to help me stay calm. I got to run a business. I have to, I'm in lockdown for 28 days with 2 teenagers. So let me say that again. I'm in lockdown for 28 days with 2 teenagers. I have 3 kids. 1 doesn't live with us, but 2 do. And I don't like them. And so I said, I love them. Don't get me wrong. But it's just, they're here all the time. And if I want to make love to my husband, or not someone else, because lockdown, they're right there, and it makes it hard. So last night I joined a meditation group. It's meditation with compassion, as opposed to meditation with vengeance. It's like with compassion. Like, is there anyone who's meditating on their hate? And then I realized, yes, that's what social media is for. So anyway, I have a lot of jokes, but I'm not doing them tonight because most people who are coming here have heard my shit, and I haven't written anything new. But I want to thank the comics. I want to give them the adequate time. So what I really need from people, thank you for the likes and for the loves. But really, if you like a comic, give them the comment. I've asked them after to go into the chat room and to post their socials, so that if, oh my God, that guy was funny, I want to follow him or her, right? Someone's waiting for Slugan. And someone said, I love this. I can't imagine Jenn meditating. And Karen, it was just a joke. You are correct. I did not meditate. I signed up for meditation, but I didn't show up. That's my thing. All right. So I want to get the show started because this guy is so popular that he double booked. And I was like, he was the first one to sign up. And I want to say that and set a nice precedent, because all the comics have donated 100% of their time. This isn't one of those ne'er-do-well, it's a fundraiser, but we're given 10%. No, every cent is going to charity. Once my husband can figure out how to post the link. We'll post the link.
I did.
Well, no, you didn't.
Yes. Oh, yes, I did.
Well, did you do it on my personal or on the professional page?
Yes.
All right. If someone else can post the link. Melissa, can you post the link? Because Josh doesn't figure it out.
It's right there in the comments. I'm looking at it.
Are you looking at it? Because I don't see it. Are you sure you are? So this is now the show, is me arguing with my husband. So yeah, we'll get it. Someone will. And Gina is from Little Sisters. We love her. Spencerville as well. Back to this guy. So we signed up. So I want you guys to know that they all signed up, even though they're, I'm not everyone, this was their career. I mean, not everyone's getting paid, but there's definitely 2 people here who make their living doing comedy. And so, they're people who travel all over the world, and they're here for you tonight, and they're donating their time. And I really want to pay attention to that. So the feedback that you can give them is in the comments after, and say, oh my God, I loved you. Thank you. If they offended you, just shut up. And I mean that as nicely as I can. It's comedy. Listen, I was going to call this, and I'm so sorry, Melissa, I was going to call this the Blazing Laughter Comedy Show, but I thought if I post that, someone's going to boycott it, but I still think it would have been funny. So without further ado, our first one, he's been in Just for Laughs. He has been in many different shows. It doesn't even look like he's here. I'm going to introduce him, and then if he's not here, then I'll put someone else on. But he is someone who will take time and mentor new comics. He's traveled the world doing comedy, and he's known as that Canadian guy. Give a welcome somehow to Glen Foster. Glen Foster, there he is. I'm going to remove myself, and he is.
I am here, and I just wanted to make an entrance. You see how you can do that? I can actually make an entrance like that. And What's this shit about we're not getting paid? I didn't. No, I'm kidding, of course. No, I do volunteer things, of course. Years ago, I used to say when I would do these volunteer things, I would say this is one of these gigs that you volunteer for earlier in your career, so that later in your career, you can do bigger gigs for free. By the way, this is the mark of professionalism right here. Okay. This is none of your CGI, computer graphics, green screen bullshit. This is a real fake brick wall. And the sad part about this actually is that I had this long before COVID, like 3 years ago, and just invite friends over to test jokes on them effectively. Anyway, I want to thank Jen and the organizers, I guess, which would be Jen, I suppose, for this opportunity to shower and get out of my pajamas. In retrospect, I wish I had done that in the opposite order, but now I have less laundry to do, so it all works out. Personal hygiene, by the way, has gone completely out the window. I stopped wearing deodorant. That was the first step. And I'll be honest with you, I do not miss it. My family, not too happy about my decision. I miss them. But this is weird. It is weird not having an audience. Usually there's like a kind of a Zoom room, and I'm getting used to doing those shows. They are weird still. I'm getting used to them. Hope I don't get too used to them, because then when I have to go back to doing real shows, I have to have the audience hold up little picture frames around their head. So that how can I do this? I'm looking at my own monitor and my hands moving the opposite direction too. Great. Wonderful. It's COVID. Yes, of course it's COVID. And some stuff, jokes, some comedy really doesn't even work at all now. You know, I just flew in from, no, you didn't. You didn't fly in from anywhere. You certainly didn't just fly in from somewhere, because you'd be in a $300 a night hotel somewhere that the government puts you up in. And would you fly? Would you fly now? I just don't think I would. I can't imagine getting on an aluminum tube with 200 other people sharing their air. I think not. Maybe if you drop those emergency masks like in the gate and I can wear it all the way to the plane and then get another one when I get to my seat, I might. Other than that, the only way I'm flying, if I have to fly anywhere, it's going to be in one of those World War I open cockpit, crop dusting, Snoopy and the Red Baron type aircraft. It's changing everything. The COVID, like for example, you used to see pictures. Well, I guess you still do. You'd see video and stuff of places, India, Africa, where their people are riding on top of the trains and the buses. That is first class now. That is via one, in fact. And the Wi-Fi is better up there. So anyway, so what is this, our third lockdown now? At this point, I have to ask this question. Are we locked down or are we locked up? Because it is a really fine line, because I'm just basically just waiting for the knock on the door at this point. Good morning, sir. We're with the Ford government. We're here to adjust your doors so they lock from the outside. And of course, we're all waiting on our vaccines, aren't we? Yes, because, they would have come sooner. Vaccines would have come to Canada a lot sooner. Unfortunately, SNC-Lavalin does not make one. I'm kidding. There is no we pharmaceutical company. All right, we'll leave that sitting there too. Well, I feel a bit weird. I didn't really plan anything, I'll be honest with you. And I'm not just talking about this show. I'm talking about my life in general. There is an old saying. What is it? If you plan to fail, no, wait. If you fail, you know what? I had planned to Google this earlier, and I failed. And that joke now has probably failed to do as well as I planned. So, Jen mentioned just for laughs and stuff, but I'm sure there are tons of people watching this who have no idea who I am, and that's fine. because now I am old and new. Not that old, not too old. Not too old to have some fun. That's the important thing. Huh? The other night we partied with these Swedish stewardesses and, wow, Swiss chalet waitresses. So, and my hair is getting long again too, which, yeah, it got so long. It was like shoulder length at the last. Someone actually yelled out, "Get a job, hippie." I was like, I can't. It'll interfere with my Serb. If you don't know the Serb, the first one was because now it's CRB, because it was CERB, and now it's Canada Recovery. But now it's so they dropped the E, basically. That's their way of saving money, I guess. Well, that's one less letter to print, huh? That should save billions right there, I suppose. But you couldn't make more than $1,000. If you made $1,000, you would lose the $2,000 benefit, right? So it's kind of weird going to a job interview. Does this job pay exactly $999.99? Actually, I did have a job there. I was a delivery driver working for Go For It Deliveries, a fine company. So I, did some time with it, But here's the thing. Let me just say, I was a hero, basically, frontline hero. Thank you very much. Driving with the Gophers. Can I just say this, though, on behalf of all the heroes out there driving the delivery people? You know what we could really use? Open bathrooms, okay? Because you're driving around all day long and there are no open bathrooms. When they lock down, a lot of restaurants, the fast food chains and such, they just shut the place up completely because it's like, well, no one's allowed to come in, so we might as well just close the whole place. Bathrooms, it's frankly embarrassing. Oh, look, there's our hero taking a dump behind the bushes. Just awful, awful stuff. I had to get a new cape. It's pretty terrible all around. Oh boy, it's so weird with this lack of response, we'll call it, I suppose. Oh, I gained 15 pounds. That's what happened. 15 pounds. Now, the good part of this is I only have to stay 1.9 meters away from other people. So that's working out. It's kind of, the plan is this. You see, I'm trying to build up a protective layer of me around me, right? So the further out my stomach goes, the further my head is from the general public, right? You think this is me? This is not me. This is me back here. You want to get to me? You got to go through more me. That's how it works. So I'm trying to lose some, wow. I've been hoping to lose some weight, not really trying at all. Now I think about it. Here's something I have been doing, though. I've been having these vegetarian burgers. Have you had a vegetarian burger? Here's what I like to do. I like to have a vegetarian burger and then follow that with a regular burger so that burger will have something to eat as well. Now, here's something I miss, and this is an odd thing. I miss road rage. There's just not enough cars on the road. I don't mean that there aren't enough cars. It's been good that there isn't a lot of traffic, but road rage gets out that, you'll be driving and suddenly traffic just stops. You start thinking, oh, probably an accident. Concern for your fellow human being for about a minute. And then it's like, there better be a goddamn accident. If there's not, there will be when I get there, boy. I just lose it like 2 minutes, man. When we get to wherever the hell it is, there better be bodies on the road. There better be car flipped. If we get there and the car, they better flip that car again for us. If this accident is over, they better flip it again for us because I am not. And of course, masks. Here's something you probably never thought about. If you don't have a mask and you need to buy a mask, you can't go into the store to buy a mask without a mask, right? So you basically standing outside the store like some loser punk teenager outside the liquor store. Hey, buddy, if you're going in there, could you just get one for me too? Well, here's some money, and no one wants it. No one wants cash. Nobody wants cash. Homeless people. Oh, geez, I'd like to, buddy, but maybe you could just send something to my Venmo here. Just click on my phone, and public transit, of course, barely empty, really. And they keep saying, oh, we should, for the environment, we should make more public transit. And truthfully, I do not want to be on public transit. People in general, even the people who are on public transit don't want to be on public transit because the public is on public transit. I don't know if you've met the public. Some of them should not be out in public. Anyway, what else could I tell you about here? My living situation, just a little weird, getting into weird arguments. The other day, my wife accused me of having a God complex. And I was like, honey, how could you say that unto me? Do you think when God invented gravity, he just burst out of his workshop and went, drop everything? Okay. Religious material, so close to Easter. Well, we're past Easter now, so I guess we're all good. I'm bouncing all over the board here. I have a little bit of ADD. Actually, a little bit of ADD, a little bit of OCD, right? So a little bit of ADD, a little bit of OCD, right? So a little bit of ADD, a little bit of OCD, right? So I'll just assume some of you are laughing at this point. Hopefully you've caught on. It's weird to do jokes that require a response, to not get one. Anyway, so I think that's probably about my time here. Please visit my website, which is right, if you can get the right hand. Look at that, right? I'm just trying to, thatcanadianguy.com. I have a new album coming out beginning of May. It's called Unchecked, so you can find out more about that there. And thank you very much, and good luck with the fundraiser. Thank you, Jen, and have yourselves a good evening.
Thank you, Glen Foster. That was really funny. That was a great way to start out. Okay, put in the comments, did anyone else laugh out loud? I did, and my kid said, shut up, but I laughed anyway. That was really funny. And yeah, Glen is like I said, it's Glen. When he moved here from Toronto, he was like, could I come and work for you? Because I now live in Ottawa, so company's a little bit less. I said, yes, you may come work for me, because I have a lot of comics work for me. Yeah, see, Melissa's laughing. Epic. Very funny. I cannot wait to see that in front of a large crowd. That was a really good joke. Not just the one about shitting behind the dish, because we know that's true and it's gross. Let us into shit. Wonderful, guys. Thank you. Definitely go follow him. And if you can, support him with his album. I'm going to repost it. I figured out how to post it. This is a fundraiser. So again, asking everyone, just at minimum $10. Oh yeah, I got to get rid of Glen here, not get rid of, but thanks, Josh, my co-producer. There he is, just me now. So Glen, thatcanadianguy.com. So if everyone can do me a favor, if you're on the Jenn Hayward Show YouTube or whatever, share it somewhere and have some more people come so we can get more. It's not about us. Like, we're happy. We're doing it, and we're doing it. It's weird because we can't hear the feedback, but I want to get more people for the fundraiser. We're doing great though so far, at least in terms of numbers. So definitely try and give at least $10. If 50 of us give $10, we got $500. And that's not a lot, but it's enough to make a small difference because other people are giving and then you share it. And anyone who missed what happened, I spilled wine, shockingly, on my beautiful white shirt. So I texted my daughter I said, come bring me a shirt. And then, and go put mine in the wash, which I noticed she hasn't done. Anyway, she's going to do it. It's one of my favorite shirts. And I said, she goes, well, I said, just give me the shirt. She goes, well, no one can see you. I said, no, Glen's on. And so I ripped my shirt off and I changed it. And then I realized every comic in the green room can see me, but at least it's not taped. And you are welcome to everybody. I have nice boobs. All right. Okay. Speaking of nice boobs, your next comic, I won't lie to you, is one of my favorites. This is one to share for everyone. She's one of my local favorites. I'm sorry to say I have favorites, but I do. And she makes me laugh every time because you don't expect the thing she's going to say. She's so polished. Stayed in your bra. Right, Melissa? I think I would have made more money for you if I was just in my bra. If I was wearing my special bra, not my beige, dirty, my COVID bra, basically. I would be, some of the people are like, I don't even wear a bra. And I said, good for you for not tripping, bitches. All right. Anyway, back to this. She's one of my favorites. Everyone knows I also have ADD. One of my favorites. And you'll see why in a moment. So, you know, I should caveat everything to say, guys, this is an adult show. So if you have little kids around, at least I'm not on the toilet, right, Karen? Because you know I would do that. All right, carrying on. I want to introduce, she, like I said, one of my favorites. She's great, and I cannot wait to see what she's going to do tonight. Please, everyone, welcome somehow, somewhere on the comments, Ms. Simone Holder. Yay! And I'm going to go away.
Thanks, Jen.
All right, have fun.
Thank you. Thank you, Jen. Hi, everyone. So, thank you for coming. And we are in lockdown season 4, which started last Saturday. And it's awful. I hate it. And I'm so over this pandemic. And the thing is, now I have to learn, and I have to find more things to learn and teach myself, you know, for the next 28 days or however long this is going to last, you know, because during lockdown seasons 1 through 3, I baked. I spent too much money online. I gained a lot of weight, and I tried to learn how to squirt. You know, I succeeded in all of that except the squirting. So I guess it's back to the drawing board for me. A couple of weeks ago, I was the victim of a cyber hate crime. And what had happened was this random guy that I don't know contacted me and got really, really upset when I declined his textual advances towards me. And he called me a fat N-word whore. Yeah, you heard that right. He said I was fat. And I'm aware that he did not use N-word. Like, he used the full word with the hard ger on the end instead of the gentler ga, you know? And I'm sure this joke would have had more impact if I could bring myself to say the word, but alas, I cannot. It's an ugly word. No one should use it. Don't use it. Anyway, you know, if he had only called me a fat whore, I would have been like, that's fair. But he had to go and make it all hate crimey, you know? And a whore? Really? I haven't had enough sex, and I haven't put enough mileage on this puss to qualify as a whore, okay? A hussy maybe, but definitely not a whore. One of the things that I discovered during lockdown, like this whole over a year thing, and I'm going to preface this by saying that I grew up in primarily white spaces, so I know your ways. And one of the things that I never noticed that somehow got past me was how much white people love the woods. Like, it's ridiculous. You guys like hiking in the woods, walking in the woods. And some of you nut jobs like sleeping in there too. Like, why? Why would you do that? The woods are designed to kill us, you know? If you ever see my fat black ass in the woods, know that I am lost and actively trying to die. Call for help, please. A few days ago, I filled a prescription, and on the bottle, it said, take 1 tablet daily by mouth. And by mouth was in capital letters. And I was like, is that really necessary? Like, how did they think I was going to take these tablets? Like, by ass or by puss? Really? Because I think taking medication any way other than by mouth requires a very specific conversation with your doctor. I don't date a lot, and there's a whole, I can go on for days about why I don't do that. But you know how people say that men like the chase, and if it's too easy, they lose interest? It's the same for me. It's the same for me. Like, if I meet a man and his family and friends accept me too readily and too quickly, that makes me nervous. I'm suspicious, you know? Because I want him wanting me to bring him to the brink of ruining his life. Otherwise, it's just not worth my time. It's not. It's not. Like, my presence in his life has to shake out a few grand wizards and capital rioters out of his family tree, and all the drama that comes with that. Because only then will I know how serious he is about me. So, like, when men approach me, I can pretty much tell if they're interested in me or if they're curious. And I have no time for the curious man, okay? Because the curious guy sees me as a bucket list item. Actually, to him, on top of still being bangable, on top of that, he sees me, I'm like the triple crown of the dating bucket list. I'm over 50, I'm a little fat, and I'm dark. I'm Black, I'm beautiful. So ding, 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 triple crown. If I got a nickel for every time somebody said something that was supposed to be a compliment, but really wasn't, do you know how rich I would be? I'd be filthy freaking rich, let me tell you. So I'm going to share a couple of things that people have said to me over the years that I know their intentions were good, but it was racist as fuck. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. You're really pretty for a Black. I'm going to give you a debilitating punch to the throat for that one. Like, just get out of my face. Get out of my face. You speak so well. This one I really hate, because you speak so well implies that speaking had been an issue for me at some point. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was all, and now I've mastered words. And the next one, there are two variations. There's the, can I touch your hair? Or the more aggressive, let me touch your hair. And the answer to both is, fuck no. No, you may not touch my hair. No one touches my hair. Actually, that's not true. There are a few situations where touching my hair is acceptable. And that's it. Outside of that, absolutely not. Absolutely not outside of that. Like, I'm not a llama in a petting zoo. You can't just pet me. I'll let you touch my vulva before I let you touch my hair. Okay? And if you're listening closely, I just gave you like the easiest way to get into my pants is to ask to touch my hair. So, when I started off this set, I said that we've been in isolation, or we've been in this pandemic for over a year, and we've been in quarantine or lockdown, or however you want to phrase it, for over a year. We've been in isolation. And I can confidently say that, after a year of isolation, I don't think a man can finish the job for me anymore. Because I'll tell you why. I've been using machinery exclusively for a year now. Sure, he can do things that a toy can't, like talk to me, kiss me, choke me, spank me, But at the end of the day, I'll be throwing a bunch of toys at him saying, you know what, pick one. Pick one. And what's that? You want to use your tongue? Aw, that's cute. Unless your tongue can vibrate and move like a Hitachi magic wand, the answer is no. So pick a fucking toy and let's get this done. That is my time, everyone. Thank you so much. If you'd like to follow me, I have my Instagram and Twitter handle at the bottom of the screen here, or you can visit my website, simonecomedy.ca. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thanks, Simone, and everyone follow her. Simone, I'm going to leave you here for a sec because I actually just laughed out loud so much I think I peed myself. No, it's so good. I'm going to remove you now, but wonderful job. I want to say that this is almost an interesting experiment socially, that they are doing the comedy. They don't get the feedback right away, so they just keep doing the comedy. And so she had me laugh after laugh. Now, it doesn't have the energy of a live show, but because let's say there was someone in the audience who was like, fuck this lady, right? We don't see any of that. So she just keeps going and just had me in hysterics. So thank you, Simone. Thank you for giving your time. So good. So everyone, share it one more time. Again, not for me. So I'm going to announce now. I'm going to post it again. Here is where you can do the GoFundMe, Melissa. And remember, Melissa is one of 4 people. Melissa, I just knew, because I didn't want to be one of those people, well, I'll give a portion of the proceeds to, I don't want that shit. I want all the money to go to the people who need it. And so we did it this way for a reason. And so Go For It is going to match the amount of donations that come in tonight up to $700. So if you give up enough, we're going to match it. Not Jenn Hayward. Jenn Hayward does not have $700, but my company does. I feel for what she's done. She's given me lots of referrals. I love her, and I know her and Gina and the community need some extra boost right now, and so let's help them out. I've just posted that. All right. So speaking of great spirits, which is what I consider the next guy, he is a comic. He is a showrunner at Swizzles, which is a bar that may cater or not to the queer community. And that's okay. That's great, because then I can find some dates. No, I never show up to his shows. I feel so bad for this guy. I won't tell you anything about him, but I just feel bad because every time he books me, he's like, I'm going to give Jen one more shot. And I'm like, I'm coming. And then I'm like, I'm not. And that's pretty much my sex life as well. Boom, nailed it. All right. As anyone know, I finished my 1 glass of wine. I cannot handle more than 1.5 glasses because of my gastric bypass. So we're going to carry on. This guy is really funny. I was hoping that he would sign up. He always makes me laugh because he's continually working on his craft. And I think that's a great thing. I do not do that. I write a joke and then I never edit it. Ever. I feel that just having a great personality is enough. But for this guy, he doesn't have a good personality, so he has to work at his jokes. Kidding. Love this guy. I'm going to call him a kid. David Haddad, everyone, welcome him and have some fun, David McWitch.
Hey, thanks for having me. What a great intro from Jen, by the way. This next guy runs a show at a gay bar, and that's okay. Very supportive of you, Jen. I'm sure the community is loving that. No, I'm really excited to be here right now. This is awesome. Thanks for having me. I do have to admit, though, I'm a little stoned right now. I definitely am. I can't help it. Okay, I smoke weed every day because I'm addicted to being scared in public at all times. There's nothing more exhilarating than thinking every mailman you see is mad at you. So I'm addicted to the rush. Okay. I am a 30-year-old chronic stoner, and I'm starting to think that maybe like it's time to grow up, become more of an adult, and get my shit together a little bit. So I've been using Perrier in my bong. Yeah, you see, the bubbles make it classy. So that's been a fun experience. It's true though. Like, I am really into carbonated water right now. I've actually switched out all regular water in my life for drinking, and I'm just drinking carbonated water all the time. So I've decided, since it makes me feel so good, maybe I'll just apply that to all the other water in every other aspect of my life and replace it with carbonated water. And it's going okay. A lot of dead fish and plants, for sure, and weird showers. But my gut health is fantastic, top notch. So I really can't complain. Speaking of my gut, though, we just had Easter. And I don't know about the rest of you guys, but like, I don't really need a holiday to make me eat way too much candy all the time. I'm kind of addicted to that. I've been really into eating Fun Dip lately, which, if anyone doesn't remember Fun Dip, it's like the pack of sugar and the stick. And like, doesn't Fun Dip just kind of feel like candy stopped trying? You know what I mean? Like, it's just sugar. It's only sugar. Like, at least most other candy pretends to be like shaped like other stuff, at least, to like trick your mind, trick your dumb mind. Just be like, well, it's not bad for you. No one ever gets diabetes eating worms and bears. And you know what? You'd be right about that. But that's how they get you. That's how the sugar industry gets you. I just feel like Fun Dip feels like if Willy Wonka gave up, right? I just picture like a worn out, disheveled, jaded Willy Wonka who's been broken down by society, like forgetting about his gifts to the world. And he's just like, All right, you want sugar? You want sugar? Fine, I'll give you sugar. I'll give you a whole bag of sugar. A whole bag of sugar. Is that what you want? I'll give you a stick made of sugar to shovel it into your ungrateful fucking gobs. Is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for you fucking animals? I used to be an artist. I made a watch you could eat. I made necklaces you could digest. That used to mean something in this town. Like I said, I smoke too much weed. That's where that's coming from. I smoke too much weed. I also drink too much, though. So don't worry. It balances itself out. I drink a little too much here and there. And I black out drinking sometimes. That's a weird experience. If you've never blacked out drinking, it's definitely really weird. It's the next day that's the weird part, though. Waking up after a blackout because you've got all this new information, but none of the context for where any of it came from. You know what I mean? Like you might have like bruises and like puke down your shirt and an angry text from an anonymous like message. And you're just like, man, I have missed some plot holes here. I'm not sure what's going on in this at all. It does remind me though, like waking up the next day with a blackout and trying to figure it out. It's kind of like when you fall asleep binging the first season of a show for the first time. Then you wake up like 4.5 seasons into The Sopranos, just like, what the hell? It's like you take one shot of Sambuca to many, and all of a sudden, I don't understand the character development of Polly Walnuts at all. What the hell? It really does remind me of TV, though, this blacking out stuff. Because, like, when you talk to your friend the next day, like the one friend that was with you at the bar, and they're just like, hey, did you catch last night's episode of You Shit-Faced? And you're just like, yeah, I was flipping around. I caught a bit of it. I caught the end. I think I got the gist. Your friend's just like, okay, well, just in case, I'll give you a brief synopsis. On a very special episode of You Making an Ass of Yourself, David learns a very important lesson when he doesn't take his penis out when he takes his penis out before getting to the urinal. Yeah. Special guest star Henry Winkler as Joe the janitor. Yeah. Something else, my phone has been pissing me off lately because my phone has just decided to start auto-correcting my LOLs to all caps without my consent, and it is making me seem like an unhinged maniac whenever I converse with people day to day. I'm not into that at all because I don't have enough time to catch it, right? Because we use LOLs to punctuate our messages usually, so it's like at the end. And so, you know, I'll throw in a casual LOL and press send. And all of a sudden, it's really quickly the capital. And I'm like, no, and there's nothing I can do. And I just need you to know, if you ever get an all caps LOL from me, I need you to know that it's a mistake. Because here's the thing. If you ever send me anything via text or message that is so funny that it elicits a physical response from me that is like equating to an all caps LOL, I'll come find you, all right? I'll come find you. I'll give it to you the way it's deserved, all right? I'll let you, you've earned it at that point. It could be years from now, and I'm just like, wait a second, Ben? Oh my God, Ben, it's David Haddad. Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's been so long. Do you remember a little while ago you sent me that video of a dog riding a skateboard? Oh, I just wanted to tell you. Jarring for everybody, but it's the way I prefer it, okay? It's the way I like to do things. What else? I've been working, despite the pandemic. I have been working a little bit. I actually work as a dog walker, and I walk a blind woman's dog every day, which sounds really nice, but I'm about to make some jokes about blind people, so, but at the same time, before you tighten up about that, I do want to let you know my grandfather was actually blind most of my life. Which means I'm a quarter blind on my dad's side and I'm allowed to say this stuff. So it's not a big deal, really. But walking a dog for a blind person is a strange job because the thing about blind people is they spend a lot of time sitting around and thinking and overthinking and getting paranoid. And I understand that, but then she projects it onto my job, right? So I'll get there to get her dog and she'll just be like, hey, when you're out there, watch out for pit bulls. They're unpredictable and they could be anywhere. And I'm just thinking, like, could they? They're not hiding in the brush. It's not dog nom out there. I think I'll have a moment to get away if I need to. Or she gets like a little too intense with it sometimes, even more intense. And she'll just be like, hey, don't walk the dog on Main Street. I don't want a truck to go out of control, go off of the road, careen onto the sidewalk and hit and kill both of you. And I just want to be like, I can see, right? Like, I want to come up to her after a walk and just be like, oh my God, you'll never guess what happened on this walk. We were on Main Street, truck went out of control, went off of the road, careened onto the sidewalk, just missed us, crashed into a building, and you'll never guess who was driving? A pit bull. You're right. You are right. They are unpredictable menaces. Can't trust them at all. The other thing that's strange about it to me, though, is that I even walk her dog at all, because you'd think she has like a seeing eye dog or something. But no, the thing is, it's actually really hard to get seeing eye dogs these days. So instead, she has a 6-month Shih Tzu puppy, which is the opposite of a seeing eye dog. It's not helpful at all to have a 6-month Shih Tzu puppy. What's that doing for you? They should call this thing a piss and Shih Tzu puppy, because it is decimating the property value of her apartment every single day. It is just ruining that place. And like, it's just so useless to get that when you're a blind person. Like being blind and being given a Shih Tzu puppy instead of a seeing eye dog is like if you lost your legs and asked for a wheelchair and instead they gave you a Shih Tzu puppy. It's never the right answer for anything, okay? It's just a horrible decision. So that's going to be my time. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, David. I also hate Shih Tzus. That's what we take them as, fuck Shih Tzus. Thank you so much, David. Guys, he was fun. He did not leave any socials, but you can follow him, find him. And if you need dogs walked, he's great. If you need comedians, he's great. If you need drug dealers, he might be great. I don't know. I'm just going by appearance. He's a good kid. My husband and I are evaluating how drunk Jen will get by the end of this show, but don't worry, we're almost done. Not almost done. Remember, share, even after this, say this was a great show. Please go watch the parts you want, and they can still donate after. So I'm going to reconcile in a week with Melissa and the people, saying how many people do we think we got from this, and I'll match those donations. Not I. Go for it. We'll do. So thank you, David. Thank you to everyone. I am really enjoying this. I don't know about you, but I needed the laugh, right? Melissa, Gina, the other people who are on. It's great. And what I find about live shows is that sometimes there's so many on, and then after, people watch it, and they'll watch it 2 a.m. thinking it's real and be like live stream. And they're like, yes, I enjoy that. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about because it ended 18 hours ago, but people will still watch it. So I'm going to post after every comedian the GoFundMe. Please go give and do good for society, because
Where are we going?
Higher. My husband's making reference to Telemiracle, which is I think a Saskatchewan thing. Nonetheless, all right. So our next comedian, post socials, follow him on Instagram, Twitter, listen to his music podcast. Do you have a music? See, I don't know. I probably should have done research on you. You're a good kid. But can you post in the comments what your music podcast is, David? Because I don't know. And I feel I should be, remember, these guys donate their time. Let's support them. If he gets one more follower, I feel we've done our job. There he goes. He's supposed to. Hey, Josh, what you're drinking. All right. So our next comedian calls me her comedian mother. So fuck her. That's the best intro anyone's ever going to get. Fuck her. But no, she is a wonderful woman from out east who has come here. She's done a comedy. People have said, no, you can't do it that way. There's a way that we have said for years to do comedy. And she's like, I'm going to do it my way. She's a trailblazer. She is funny, and she's doing things her way, and I absolutely love her. Please welcome Ms. Janelle Niles. Apparently it says Jen's daughter, you know what. Enjoy and have fun.
Hi, everybody. My name is Janelle. I am Jen's daughter. Jen is my comedy mother. I love her to death, and thank you guys so much for having me. My name is Janelle. I'm a First Nations Mi'kmaq woman from Nova Scotia, currently residing in Ottawa. And my spirit name is First Rays of the Sun Woman. But as my family likes to call me, go back to bed. That was fun. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. If you can just comment in the comments, that will help us out, because we can't hear your laughter. But I would like to get a little serious on you for 2 seconds and share my creation story. It was the late 1980s, and systemic racism was rampant. And a strong Black woman just wanted a party. But the white man turned her away. Discouraged, walking down the highway, she heard the drum on the wind. Come and party, come and party, come and party. And that's how I was born. Thank you. That's my creation story. It's fast and sweet, just like my conception. Yeah, I'm hoping we're all having a good time. You're always, you're amazing. So as that creation story told you, I'm half Black and half Native. That means my mom, Shaquille O'Neal, with tits, and my dad is Pocahontas with corn. Yes, I just alluded to my dad's penis. Yeah, I'm going straight to down there. So being Native passing, but being raised to act Black, talk Black, speak Black, it really sucked in high school because my friends be like, why are you talking Black? Why are you talking Black just now? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You're looking so hard for wisdom and power. Would you even know if it was offered to you? And then I would go home after school and my mom would be like, why are you talking so whitewashed? I couldn't win. No, there was no winning there. But just to let you guys know, in Nova Scotia, the Black and Indigenous population, we didn't know what type of Black we were because we came from the slave trade. So what my moms did was date every type of Black man there was to usurp their culture. You know what white people do? Shh, there might be some white people watching. So she started dating a Haitian man. And he gave us something in the Baby Mama Project that we never had before. Food. And with food came culture. And he treated my mom with the utmost respect. So she dumped him and started dating a Jamaican man. And she turned a Miss Cleo right quick. I would come home from school and she'd be like, get your bumba claras up them stairs and get your homework done, man. And her boyfriend would be sitting right beside her and be like, I don't talk like that. Why are you so rude to your children? Now she's dating some white guy with Aryan Nation tattoos. And I'm like, pick a lane. Just pick a lane. Here we go. Thank you guys so much. We are an amazing crowd. Thanks, Jen, for your comments. Hi, Melissa. My twin sister is also in the, oh, sorry. Am I getting my warning of?
No, you said thanks, Jen. I thought you were done. I'm going to leave.
No.
Now.
I said thank you, but I was, welcome back, everybody. Resume. So when I tell people I'm First Nation, I usually have to clear up some misconceptions about my status card. And every 50-year-old white man over the 50 years old is like, what? Tell us everything about your status card. So yes, I do get education for free as long as I keep a GPA over 3.2. And yes, I do pay taxes, just the small one. And yes, I get to fish and hunt wherever I go. So I was in Loblaws the other day and I dropped my line in the fish tank. And I was escorted out for stealing, and not because I was Indigenous. Yay, boom. So if you're offended by any of these jokes, other than Melissa, you can go F yourself. I have to have this dark sense of humor because I come from a place where the Micmac word for window is plywood. Yes, plywood. That's so true. So, oh, it's hot in here. Oh, anyone smell fry bread? Oh no, that's just me. That's just me. I just got that Bannock sweats going on here. All right, so if I was going to leave with anything tonight, it's just a little piece of knowledge. And that little piece of knowledge is, if you don't teach your children how to share before they're 3 years old, you might get non-Indigenous commercial fishermen. You just might get them, and then they burn our boats and sink our women. What? What's happened? Sorry. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been amazing. That's my time. I'm going to bring Jen back here. My mom, I love you. I love you all. Thank you guys so much.
Giving
Have a good
birth
one.
to you was so fun. The conception less fun. Thank you, Janelle. I'm gonna get rid of you here. That was fun. Give applause, everyone. That was great. Indigenous comedy is so important for our culture and for life. And I literally can see David Haddad getting high as in the green room in his own thing. He's like, yeah, I just killed it. This is really great. Everyone keep sharing. I'm going to post it again. We want, if you watch this and you enjoyed it, give $10. That's my point, a minimum $10, because my God, I can't imagine, right? So we have three more comics, and then our headliner, Trevor Thompson. I'm being really lenient with time because everyone's doing good. I almost find, I know our audience is making some of them funnier, but I can't say that out loud, but I just did because I'm kind of a bitch. So anyway, I'm having fun. And your next comic, we were going to have, I kid you not, an interview with a baby, which was going to be so funny. But the baby was napping in my 2 minutes that I had today to have a meeting. So it's hard being a CEO to have, and a comedian, but no one else will do this. So no one else will understand my woes of being an Indigenous comedian who's also a CEO, because no one else is. All right, so we're going to keep this going. We have three more. Again, you may wonder, well, Jen, you didn't do a lot of material. And I'm like, yes, because I have less material. So we have two more comics. Then we have an international headliner, and then we have our feature, who I'm really happy for many reasons to introduce to you, because I think you guys can help support his comedy. He's going to help get some donations, and life is good. So carrying on, my husband just said, you're blabbering. This next fella, he is newer on the scene, but I find him very funny, so I chose him. Please, that's a horrible intro. I should have gotten more information. He's very funny. Please welcome Mark Sluban.
Hey, Jen. Thank you. How's everybody doing out there? So this is kind of strange, eh? Comedy without any laughter or applause. But I guess that's pretty much every show I've done. So we'll give a shot at this. So yeah, hi everybody, a worldwide audience. This is fantastic. First time doing that. This is pretty cool. And yeah, so let's get started and have some just have some fun. Sorry, I'm just gonna pour myself a little drink here. Whoo! Tell you, take 2 of those a day. This coronavirus will be gone. Come on, bring it on there, Corona. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so now I'm ready. Yeah. So coronavirus. Yeah, coronavirus is in the news. Has anybody heard of this thing? You know, it's everywhere, right? And the crazy part is all the misinformation you have to take in and listen out there, and it's all the bickering going on. It's nuts. And now vaccines are out there, and there's all these vaccines, and you got to figure out what's going on with that. But I'll tell you, I heard a story. I heard a story the other day. This is 100% true. A guy in London, England, had the AstraZeneca vaccine. Yeah, he had the AstraZeneca vaccine, and then 2 days later, he was in a car accident and died. So there's no fucking way I'm taking that one. But, you know, it's been tough on everybody, this vaccine and this virus. And you do the best we can. And I know, especially through the winter and those cold days, now it's nice out, but no, those cold winter days, you know, I had my issues, and I've got some health issues that I'm fighting. And I went and talked to a doctor, and I said, I don't understand. I'm perfectly healthy. And he asked me about my diet, and I said, my diet's fine. And the only real difference that, I have one vice that's in my diet, right? And he was like, what's that? And, I drink 8 to 10 cans of Coke every day. And apparently that's not good for you. That's what he told me. Yeah, 8 to 10 cans. Eesh. But yeah, he told me that was, taking months, if not years, off my life. So when you hear that, that's pretty scary. So I went home and I told my family, I got a wife and 2 little girls, that, I got to get this out of my diet, got to get rid of it. Right. So they were really supportive, did whatever they can. They got rid of all the pop in the house, just so there was no temptations at all. Right. But that didn't last long. Like 2-3 weeks later, I was right back at it, drinking, 8 to 10 cans of Coke every single day. So, but something happened that really, changed things. And I have 2 daughters. My youngest daughter, she's in grade 2 at the time, and she goes to Catholic school, and they say their prayers every morning. So she was doing her online school, and I was kind of listening in, and it was really cute because they all do Lord's Prayer, and then after that, the teacher says, anybody have a specific person they want to pray for? And my little girl, grade 2, all cute and everything, says, yeah, I want to pray for someone. And they ask her, oh, for who? She says, my daddy. And they say, the teacher says, well, what's wrong? He said, well, he's addicted to Coke. So I come running in the room. No. It's all the class. Coca-Cola. Oh my God. Right? So, but the good thing is that's what did it, right? I dropped it. Cold turkey. No more for this guy. Strictly a Pepsi man now. So, take a little turn here. I know, we're doing this, as a fundraiser here today for those folks out in Spencerville with the fire. So I thought I'd kind of turn away from comedy a little bit into a little bit of a motivational message, a little motivational story rather, that I could share with everybody, and in all these tough times. Everybody, we're all going through some tough times. So maybe this is something that we all need to hear. So, we've all, in this coronavirus time, the last year, we've all done some crazy stuff, and we thought of different activities that we take on, and different challenges in our lives that we can take on, and people baking, and all kinds of stuff. And and I'm one of those too. I thought, during the dead of winter, I was like, when springtime comes along and that Ottawa Marathon comes, I'm going to run in that marathon. I'm going to be in the marathon, right? But as we know, that got canceled, right? So I was like, okay, how do I do this? I got to find a way to be in a marathon. So I thought about it and figured, okay, when weather gets better, there's the street in my neighborhood. It's called the Voyageur Loop, and it's almost exactly 1 kilometer long. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do that loop 42 times. I have myself a marathon. 42 kilometers would be the equivalent of a marathon. And I set that goal back in like December, right? So gave myself a number of months to get ready for this. And then the weather got really nice. And last Saturday, right, it's been gorgeous all week, but last Saturday, I thought, this is the time I'm going to do it, right? So I went out to the Voyageur Loop, and I started. I went out there, and I did 1 lap, no problem, right? And I did another lap, and then the 3rd lap, right? 5 kilometers. Yeah, I got this, right? 10 kilometers, no problem. 15 kilometers. Now I'm starting to feel it, right? 20 kilometers. And I'm like, oh, this is getting tough. And I'm realizing I'm not even halfway yet to 42. So I got up to 25 kilometers. Yeah, people are seeing me looping around over and over again. Probably think I'm crazy, right? 35 kilometers. I'm getting close, but it's beating me down pretty bad. 37, 38, it's struggling. 40 kilometers. I'm 2 away, right? Get through 41st kilometer. Halfway through, I'm just dying. Halfway through my last loop, my last lap there. 41 kilometers, 41 and a half kilometers. And I come to a stop. I start thinking about, what I've been through for the last year and the challenges, and I'm not going to get into that, but I could see the finish line, but I couldn't go any further. And it was at that point that I decided to get out of the car and jog the last half kilometer. I'm Mark Sluban. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great night and enjoy the rest of the comics.
Thank Mark. Thank you so much at Slubai. All right, guys. All right, we're going to keep this party rolling. Great job with a local who I don't see in the background, but I'm going to put him on anyway. Welcome. There he is, Mr. Tom Hills. Tom, clap for yourself because I can't clap.
That's all right. There we go. Clap for myself. This is what we're doing now. Beautiful. Oh, man. Good to be here, guys. Spencerville, I feel for you. It's a horrible thing to happen. I'm not gonna lie. I actually grew up down the road from you guys. I grew up in Brockville, Ontario. I can't hear you, but I know you guys aren't clapping, which is good for Brockville. We don't need the encouragement. It's a horrible town. Like the sign for Brockville should read, "Welcome to Brockville. At least you're not in Smith Falls," you know? Coincidentally, the sign for Smith Falls should read, "Welcome to Smith Falls. You fucked up," you know. But it's cool. I must admit, I lived away from Brockville for like 15 years, and I recently moved back to the area, and I realized Brockville has actually gotten more modern. It's changed a lot. Like Brockville now has bike cops. This is true. It's a bit different than the bike cops in the big city, though. Like those bike cops they're fit dudes. They've earned that position. In Brockville, they are fat dudes with DUIs. You see them struggling up the hill. It's just like, man, he is sweating Jack Daniels. Holy shit. But it's cool. It's funny. Brockville, much like Spencerville, much like other towns, like people always describe it as quaint. Like people look at Brockville and say, "Oh, their waterfront is very quaint." You know, their beautiful main street. Oh man, that's beautiful. That's quaint. Our meth problem. Oh man, so quaint. It's just a tourist attraction. It's like I would describe it as like Breaking Bad meets Corner Gas. You know, all I'm asking CBC is just a little bit of a grant. I can turn this into the next Kim's Convenience. You know, just with a bit of edge. You know, oh, you don't like that? It's okay. But anyways, it's cool. It's been weird. This has been a weird pandemic. It's still going. I find it weird. Like I saw the press conference today with Doug Ford. I have to think, things have been different if it was Rob Ford. Like when Doug Ford gets angry, he locks things down. At least with Rob Ford, if he gets angry, he just smokes more crack. It really hurts him, not us. It's nicer. It's nicer. I miss that. Get nostalgic. But I must admit, the whole lockdown thing has been tough for me. It has. I've been doing a lot of dating during this pandemic and the lockdowns, and that it just sucks. Like I find like going through a lot of dry spells. Like it's got to the point where like I was walking down the street the other day, and I noticed that somebody had set up a sex swing in their front lawn. That's right. That's pretty. Oof. I was like, come on, man, it's a family neighborhood. And then I realized that actually some people just have swings. I know. Hey, that's on me. I was wondering why a guy was pushing his kid on it. I'm like, this is a little creepy. But no, I said I've been doing a bit of dating. I remember going out with this one girl, and yet again, it's through Tinder, so the pickings are interesting, to say the least. I sat down, grabbed a coffee, and she's telling me that she loved pets. She has loads of pets, and I'm like, that's great. Look at you. You care. You care. She says, yeah, fun fact, I used to have a gator, but then the government made me, took it away, said I couldn't have a gator anymore. In the back of my head, when she told me this, was just like, yeah, it's fucked up. You probably shouldn't have a gator. That makes sense. But what I said was, goddamn government taking away honest people's gators. Holy shit. Listen, you are a responsible gator owner. You probably keep your gator in a safe, You probably keep your gator away from your kids. Oh, Jesus, big government. God damn it. Oh, man, one thing I'll say is that I know we talk a lot about Netflix and chilling. That's the new thing. Well, not even new anymore. It's been doing it for 10 years. People talk about Netflix and chill, and I've never really identified with that. Partially because we never had shit like that growing up. Like, we never had VHS and sex, or Blu-ray and bareback, or DVD and HPV. That's a Brockville one, guys. And we got Disney Plus. You can't chill to Disney Plus. I don't want to be that creepy fucker who's just like, hey, you come back to my place tonight? We're going to fuck to Goof Troop. Yeah. You know what gets me hard? Mufasa dying. Let's make the Disney magic happen. See, it just doesn't have that ring, you know? I've been trying to get a bit healthy during this pandemic, lost a bunch of weight, and I find the key to success is I've been eating fresh, eating a lot of Subway. Like, for instance, I went to Subway the other day, and I noticed they had an ad up. They said, hey, we're looking for sandwich artists. Come apply inside. And I'm like, I looked at the sad guy behind the counter, and I'm like, I don't think he's an artist. But let me tell you guys, let me tell you what a sandwich artist would be. Like, imagine this. It's like 1995, suburban home. Dad's downstairs. He's reading the paper. Kid's upstairs. Dad thinks, oh, man, yeah, he's doing his homework. Kid's not doing his homework, though. He's making sandwiches. That's right. Making freshly baked buns, some fresh salami. He's got pictures. He's got posters on the wall of different sandwiches. Got a picture of Jared before he fucked kids, He's just like the whole 9 yards, and then Dad goes up to check on him, and all of a sudden looks in and says, What are you doing? I thought you were doing your homework. Kid's just like, listen, Dad, I don't want to go to school anymore. You know what I want to be? I want to be an artist. That's when Dad loses his shit. You're throwing your life away. Next thing you know, kid packs up the bag. He leaves. He's like, that's it. I'm going to go prove you wrong. I can be an artist. And then a month later, he's got a job at the local Subway. Manager's taking a shining to him. Fuck, he's gotten really good, too. It's gotten to the point where he's adjusting people's sandwiches based on how he looks at them. Somebody comes in and says, hey, man, I want a ham sandwich. I want to get mustard on there. I want to get mayonnaise. And he'll just be like, shh, your lips may say mayonnaise, but your eyes, oh, man, they want sriracha. They just start slathering it in sriracha. Next thing you know, he gets to this point, this creative wall where he looks at the sandwich on the counter. And he's just like, fuck this. I've become a corporate shell. Next thing you know, he flips off his boss, packs up a suitcase, same one as before, and he moves on, starts his own sandwich restaurant. Oh, man, and he's gotten good at it, too. Become the talk of the town. Everybody knows him as that sandwich artist. But fuck, fame, it gets to you. That's when he starts dipping into the drugs. Oh, that's right. He's deep into the heroin at this point. He's not even making sandwiches anymore. He's just taking like condiments and cheese and salami and just throwing it at the wall, just like, the medium is the message. Next thing you know, he's dancing around in a salami dress. All he's saying is just like, well, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me, So that, guys, is a sandwich fucking artist. If you can't do that, fucking go back to the kitchen and make bologna sandwiches, because you're not ready for the big time. All right, guys, I'll leave you on this. I've been thinking a lot about the Black Lives Matter movement, and also particularly racial profiling and police brutality. And I've come to the conclusion of how we can really help this. And a lot of this relies, and I know there's a lot of you here, they hate this, but a lot of this relies on hot white girls. I'm just gonna throw this out there. What we can do, what you guys can do, because I know you love to help with the causes. What you can do is you can stop fucking cops. Half the room probably got silent there, but I didn't hear it, so we're gonna keep on going. So yeah, stop fucking cops. That's it, because cops, very simple people. They like two things. They like violence. They like fucking. You get rid of one of those, they're gonna get confused. They're gonna be like, oh shit, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's not even cops, guys in general. You take away sex, we get insecure. We get to the point where it's like, man, I need to reevaluate my life. Same thing with cops. Like, say a cop, beats up a kid, and it happens sadly, and he's driving home, and he's like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have beaten up that black kid. And he's like, I'm gonna go home, fuck my wife, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be good. But you take that away, boom, he's gonna second guess his life. Secondly, oh man, you also gotta stop fucking the good cops too. And I know this is hard because there are good cops out there, a lot of them. You gotta stop fucking them too, because they're gonna keep the bad cops in check. Because imagine not just partners, like two partners, say Dale and Trevor. They're out on the beat, and Dale's just like, it's like, this black kid, I think let's pin him to the ground and beat him up because, I'm pretty sure he wants to do a crime. And then Trevor's going to be like, no, Dale, what are you doing? I haven't fucked my wife in a year. Jesus Christ, do you not understand? Blue balls matter, man. Blue balls matter. Anyways, I'm Tom Hills. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom. I really appreciate you coming out. Thanks so much. All right, guys, we have two more comics. We have our next comic, and then we have our feature. Next comics, I thought, you know what? I know his credits, but I'm going to go on IMDb and look. And then I realized the fact is I have someone on the show who has an IMDb credits. He's very good. He's established. I have actually followed him for years. And we're so honored to have him here today. So in honor of what he's doing, I've posted one more time the link. Please donate your at least $10, if more, if you can afford it, to the people who have been affected by this fire. Life is shitty enough without a fire. Also, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Worst intro ever. But I'm telling you, this guy is going to crack you, pardon my language, the fuck up. Welcome, everyone. Chuck Burn. And I'm going to find myself and get rid of
There we go. All right. Well, hi, everybody. And don't be too long in the bathroom, Jen, because I'm not planning on talking all night, to be honest with you. I saw the thing on Facebook about we're doing a fundraiser. And so I assume since it's on Facebook, we are probably in support of white power, would be my guess, or some sort of anti-vaccine thing. Either way, sure. Good cause. No, it's it's a fundraiser for a bunch of people in Spencerville who had a fire and lost everything they own, which is a tragic story for them. But for me, really, to be honest, it's just nice to know that somebody's doing worse than me during COVID, right? That's really all I need to know. At least one person's doing worse than me. Because for me, and for most of the comics, our industry was outlawed and continues to be pretty much outlawed. So we're doing digital things. What does it tell you about the state of comedy when comedians are willing to do a digital show, which isn't even a Zoom show? Because in a Zoom show, you can at least see a few people in the audience. This is really just a live taping of a long open mic from people's basements, right? That's really all what we're doing here. But, for good cause and, the kids and whatnot, right? So, we're going to do it. But it is, it's been tough with the lockdowns and stuff, but I was asked, I wasn't really even asked. Somebody just posted. I was like, yeah, I can give my time. It's a good cause. And in these times that are tough, it's nice to pitch in, especially if all you got to do is talk into a camera, right? That's a pretty easy way to help people out. Hopefully it does help in some way. It's been a tough lockdown for me. I think it's been a tough lockdown for everybody, although I think something that we can all take to heart is that even though we've all been locked down and things have been tough for everybody, and obviously some people have been facing tragedies much larger than having to stay home and eat takeout. I think the one thing that even as a country we can be proud of is that there really hasn't been a spike in the child murder rate. And when you think about that, the miracle that is the fact that we haven't been killing our children is pretty impressive, I think, as a country. Because, when I signed up for parenthood, I understood that, the first 4 years, heavy commitment, heavy time commitment. There's going to be a lot of cleaning up. It's basically, you're preparing for how people are going to have to take care of you at end of life. And, but then once they hit like 4 or 5, they're the government's problem for the next decade, right? It's like a 6 to 8 hour commitment, right? Every day. And that's if you're paying attention, right? If you're not paying attention, less than that, right? You send them to bed early, you get them up early, you make them make their own meals, that type of thing. But with this 24-hour, kids at home all the time thing, it's really a miracle and heartwarming that we haven't been murdering our children. Although I will say, I've been thinking about it a lot more than I used to. Yeah. Because, I mean, everybody, it's my belief, everybody should at some point think about killing their children. And in fact, if you raise your children for 20 years and it doesn't cross your mind to kill your children, you're probably not spending enough time with your kids. You need to spend some more time with your kids and get a real appreciation for plotting, But as tough as things have been for comedians and comedy, fortunately, I live in a moderately socialist country. So the government stepped up. Hey, when I lost all my income, the government stepped up with a cool, crisp $2,000 a month. And as I live in Toronto, that was more than enough money to cover my parking. And so now that me and the kids are living in the car, it's important to have a good parking spot. You want it to be safe and secure for the family. I had to change my Uber Eats delivery instructions to just wait for someone to leave and then come down to P2. We're in slot 63. There will be no tip. What else is going on? Really not much. The digital Zoom show is a little bit strange, I will say, as a comedian. I don't even think this is just comedians venting to the internet at large under the guise of helping people. Hopefully it helps people, but really, I mean, I'm just doing this because I'm tired of talking to my kids. I just want to, I'm literally talking to a green light on a computer screen. That's how desperate I am for human interaction. If the green light winks at me, I'll probably become aroused in a sexual way. It's really strange. I didn't, as you can see behind me here, I didn't, like Glen Foster, I didn't have the time to construct a comedy club in my basement, which is both kind of neat and terrifying at the same time. Like Glen Foster kind of reminds me of the Joker. I mean, I don't think he'll kill anybody, but I think he's crazy. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he's watching the stream, so I think we're going to be fine. Unless someone comments the fact that I slandered him. Anyway, we're hoping to get some traffic with the algorithm, so I should probably say some things that are cancelable. I tried with the white power thing, right? We could mention QAnon, all right? We could mention that. So it'll come up in the subtitles if people are watching without the sound on, right? Just mention QAnon a couple of times. The algorithm will pick up on that. They'll multiply our voice. We'll be able to raise a lot of money for the people in Spencerville. The fire in Spencerville, which sounds, to be honest with you, like an excellent, excellent Baldwin Brothers movie, The Fire in Spencerville. I mean, it's tragic, but at the same time, someone's going to have a hot girlfriend. That's nice. I haven't been doing any traveling, which is fine, to be honest. I don't like traveling. I'm a big fella. Just to give you an idea of how big a guy I am. This is a 8x10 piece of paper right there. That's an 8x10 piece of paper right next to my head. So I'm a large fella, and I think I would have done much better traveling like 100, maybe 150 years ago when the two options were by ship or by rail, because I like to travel in comfort, and it's hard for me to be comfortable in the modern way of traveling, which is the airplane. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it at all. I don't like traveling. I like being in other places, right? I don't like the traveling part of it. I like it when I get to the other place. If you want to invite me somewhere, right, and you really want me to be in a good mood when I get there, think to yourself when you're booking the travel, how would I get a large African elephant to this event? And if you do that, then I will be completely comfortable for the trip. Anyway, I don't really like doing material on these Zoom shows. The Zoom shows are strange because usually I have people that I could talk to, and it's just kind of a captured audience type thing. I explained because I've done a few corporate Zoom shows, and I explained to them that it's not so much the give and take that you traditionally have at a stand-up show, right? Because usually there's the comedian says something, the audience responds positively, negatively, at all. and then you go from there, right? And there's a back and forth to it, a wave and a surfer type thing, and we don't have that as much in Zoom. In Zoom, it's much more like, have you ever been at a nightclub in a bathroom and you run into someone who's just done cocaine, right? And you know for the next 20 minutes there's no escaping the fact that you just got to listen to them. Right? You might be funny, might not be funny, but you're just going to have to stay there and listen to them. That's basically what the Zoom comedy show is, right? I mean, you can mute microphone, but if cameras start clicking off, people can see that. I can see what's going on if people are walking away. But this is just like the ramblings of a lunatic in a knit cap on the internet. This is actually that sounds like a pretty good pitch. Ramblings from a knit cap. I should probably write some of this down. Anyway, it's been a pleasure rambling on. I hope the folks in Spencerville are okay. I hope they get back on their feet. If they were knocked off of their feet, I don't know if they lost their feet. I hope they didn't lose their feet. That would be especially awkward since I brought it up. But I hope they find a nice place to live. I hope they get their business back on track. I hope the kids are okay, and I hope everyone stays warm. Which is ironic because you lost everything because of a fire. All right. Thanks very much, everybody. And I'll hand it back to Jen. Hopefully she's done taking a shit.
I am done. Yes. Thank you. Very quick. I have Crohn's. Thank you so much to Chuck Byrne. I won't lie to you guys. When I heard him say, yes, I'll do it, I was like, holy fuck, I got Chuck Byrne. Because I never would have approached him because I'm like, it would be so insulting, but he did it. And I love that. So thank you. Everyone, at the end of this show, you're going to share it again. So again, the whole point is to us to cut loose, let a little bit of laughter. But also to raise some money for much needed situations, because we've all been there where some shit has happened in our life and then we're like, what? And then we realize someone had a fire and lost everything. So that puts it in perspective. I definitely want to introduce, I would do more material, but my husband said, holy crap, you're drunk. And I said, listen, Melissa and Gina and the ladies of Spencerville would expect no less by this point at my night. So thank you. This next guy is an ex-driver of Go For It. I don't want to say future driver, but he's always welcome back. He is one of my favorite comedians in the city. He is someone who needs comedy and comedy needs him. He has been a pillar in the comedy community in making sure comics had somewhere to go. So consider all the nice comments we've made. If you go to his show, you'll see the opposite, where they make a lot of fun of him. But he has, it's called Trevor's Pad, and I want to really reiterate this. He has something special going on that if I had time, I fucking would have stolen from him. But he is so funny. And he has some writers, and they're really making comments on day-to-day life on the Trevor's Pad. So but definitely go follow it. We'll put more on the poster. But in general, he's a funny motherfucker. And I would like to say he's a friend of mine, but he is not. But he is a very funny fellow. Please welcome Trevor Thompson.
Thanks. My close personal friend, Jenn Hayward, everybody. A CEO with ADHD. Boy, that's a recipe for a wildly successful business. And believe me, I lived it firsthand for a while. Thanks for coming. I mean, I don't know why I'm starting off my show. Like, look, we're all adjusting to, everybody's in a bad mood. I mean, everybody was in a bad mood before today, but especially now with the reality sitting in terms of like where we are at right now. I mean, I was kind of in a funk. Of course, I'm doing a show for a fundraiser for people that like lost stuff in a fire. So I mean, I really guess I don't really have any opinion, like any right to just be all gloomy Gus here. But like we are losing our minds. Okay, I get it. Like we are at the point now where like when this is over, okay, there should be but the frustration, the anger, there should be a national coast to coast orgy just to get the frust worked out, every willing orifice rammed crammed and jammed across the country. Okay, every province could have a different theme. All right, like the the PEI, they could have a Green Gables theme. Alberta, they could. I don't know why I'm pointing in this direction. Okay, Alberta could be the cowboy theme. Okay, Quebec would be the group sex because it's Quebec, right? And Ottawa could do its own thing too, right? Like Ottawa could be like the public servant cosplay, porn, kind of like oh, suck me off, Mr. Deep Pocketed developer, like yes, Mr. Minister of Municipal Affairs. Oh, that would get people in Ottawa really excited. Here's the thing. Whatever you think about, because we're at the point. Because what were we doing? Okay, like this weekend, the photos we saw from people lined up to get inside IKEA, and as somebody who half the shit I own is from IKEA, I don't why is IKEA essential? Why the hell do we even actually why are we going to IKEA? Well, it's I know what they're doing. They're doing what all these big box companies did. They buy some masks, okay, and it's an essential service now, so we're allowed to stay open. Seriously, is it a good idea, okay, for people to be able to go to IKEA in these times, okay, given all the strife that its furniture causes between couples, when they're trying to assemble the furniture. Imagine dying, okay, because you had to of COVID, because you had to go buy a Longenborgen end table. So I'm a writer by day. I write death threats on the internet. Maybe you've read my work on YouTube. That's where internet comments really. That's where it doesn't matter what you put on YouTube. Okay, it could be the most innocuous thing. Okay, it could be a clip of your daughter's high school graduation ceremony, and it's about 4 comments, the threshold. Okay, before the crazy the commentary emerges, right? Daughter's high school graduation, comment 1, I'm so proud of her. Comment 2, oh, she's grown up already. Comment 3, oh, 18, oh wow, what do you know? Comment 4, 9/11 was an inside job. Okay, good, not the time, place now at this particular time. But things are going well for me, actually. I really do have to celebrate. Things are looking up. I own a Honda Fit. Okay, I have a Honda Fit. That's right. I've got Honda Fit money. That's right. The Honda Fit, the official car of lonely single people. The Honda Fit should be renamed the Honda She's Not Coming Back. Okay, like the selling feature. Okay, when I purchased my Honda Fit. Okay, the salesperson actually made an effort to point out the proximity of the tailpipe to the body of the car, how easy it is to get a hose into the body of the car, aka the Canadian comedy retirement plan. But a lot of younger comics, they've got a lot of hopes and dreams and aspirations, and they believe in the power of positive thinking and all that bullshit. Did you hear that today? Actually, Ford's press conference. Where he's everyone's being so negative. It's we just need to be positive. Okay, that's right. Let's all just read The Secret and hope the COVID away, or as Doug calls it, COVID. But no, I'm like a demotivational speaker. Okay, I'm basically okay, it's RRSP season. Everyone, listen up. Rage, resentment, self-pity. These are the building blocks to being 45 and still stuck in this phase of your life, because that's what you hear a lot of the time, how it really pays to follow your dreams. And I'm living proof of what happens when you follow your dreams. Okay, I quit a government job for this. I'm a fucking idiot. I used to make 50 grand a year to read about the 2nd division of Norwegian soccer all day, but I quit because I wasn't fulfilled or some bullshit. I'm here. Fulfillment is overrated. Okay. Because you get fed this belief, right? When you kind of I left this life where it was comfortable. It was boring as fuck. Okay, it was okay. My first job in government, I got hired to work at the Official Languages Commission. Okay, which is a real place that actually exists. Okay, so let's say you're the kind of self-important asshole. You're on a VIA train. Okay, and the guy serving you. Okay, he uses plus que parfait instead of the preferred subjunctive anterior, okay? And you're the kind of that's the kind of shit I would have to look into. I understand the translation on this box of cornflakes, but I don't really get the essence. What is a flocon de maïs? Let me tell you, buddy, nobody, and maybe professors at La Sorbonne call them flocon de maïs. Every single Quebecois just calls them des cornflakes, okay? Shut the fuck up. So my job for an entire summer, okay, I had to go around to post offices in Ottawa, okay? And I had to do spot checks, making sure they could provide service in French, all right? And so, like, look, I'm an English guy who actually learned how to speak French. There's like 10 of us in Ottawa, okay? In Metcalfe, the town that I'm from, not that far from you. I was born in Winchester, kind of just a little east of you guys, okay? In Metcalfe, there's actually a statue erected to me, and it says, dedicated to the guy who done learn that there frog talk, okay? So, but like, it was a rarity, okay? It's like I can speak French, okay? But I have an accent when I speak French. Like, you can tell I'm English when I speak French. So my job was to go do these spot checks, making sure they could provide service in French at Canada Post outlets in private bits. So, you know, like Shoppers Drug Mart, they'll have a Canada Post outlet. They're still required to provide service in French under the auspices of the official language, blah, blah, blah. I get bored even just talking about it. Okay, so my job for an entire summer was to go to these spot checks, okay? So it was embarrassing, right? Because like I said, I can speak French, but I have an accent when I speak French. So I was like, I think they're going to see through this. They're like, just fucking go. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, right? So I'd walk up to the counter at like a Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada, okay? A veritable hive of francophone activity, if ever there was one. I'd be like, J'aimerais acheter un timbre, you know, and the guy behind the counter, he'd look at me, he'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Yeah, buddy, we've got stamps. So no, je parle pas l'anglais. Yeah, it was very, very effective. So I really am such a hoser at heart. Really, I grew up in a small town. I got the fuck out as quickly as I could. And I really do stuff. Like I'm very Canadian. I'm like quintess. Like I'm so Canadian. Okay, I'm more Canadian than Stompin' Tom Connors having some kind of weird, kinky, twisted four-way with Rita McNeil, Anne Murray, and Jeanette Reno for linguistic inclusivity outside of an unsuccessful chip wagon on rural, windswept Cape Breton Island, while the men of the deep softly hum a song in the background. Okay. I'm so Canadian. I was conceived on 10-cent beer night at a junior B hockey game. That's right, the Metcalfe Jets. Okay, I'm so Canadian. I know all the words to every Tragically Hip song, and I don't even like the Tragically Hip. Okay, I have this dream. I do kind of, yeah. Like Kermit the Frog. I've been described as an alcoholic Kermit the Frog, so I guess that's kind of how Gordani sang. I don't know, but my point being, okay, my underlying theme, if you could take anything for my time up here tonight, okay, is that forget this following YouTube, okay, just it's funny how life turns out, you know, like you're 45, okay, you blink your eyes, okay, you graduate from University of Ottawa with a degree in political science back in 1998, and you join the public service, and you think, wow, I just keep at this and I'll buy a house in the suburbs and just die, you know, but I quit, and now it's like you're 45 and you blink your eyes and you're delivering cupcakes for a living for Jenn Hayward. You're like, where the fuck did I go wrong? No, the happy cupcake man, seriously. Oh, I was beloved as a delivery driver. I'd show up with the cupcakes. I'll be like, you know, but people are so inherently suspicious, okay, because they've watched too many episodes of CBC Marketplace, I guess. Great show, by the way. I never miss it, okay? But so, they think it's a scam. I'm running a scam on them or something, right? So, I'm the intermediary, okay, if you will. I am merely the conduit of baked goods, okay? I just take the cupcakes and I hand them off to you, and that's it. They're like, wait a minute. Who like they get all like Spanish Inquisition, right? Like, who's this from? Who's this from? So I'll go that extra mile, okay? You know, I would go that extra mile because I'm a trained delivery professional. I'd be like, well, they're from. I look at the sheet. They're from Emily. Yeah, Emily. Well, who's Emily? I don't know Emily. Well, I don't either. But how about you just take the fun cupcakes and we'll go on with our day? Who gives a shit? Who's this from? It's ISIS. I don't fucking know. Actually, you know what? You're right. Follow the money. You're right. Here's the Russians. Okay, the Russians are working in collaboration with the Cupcake Lounge in Westboro to put plutonium in your cupcakes because Vladimir Putin is furious about the fact that it's your 40th birthday, Janine. Would you just take these fucking cupcakes from me so I can go home and turn on the CBC radio and try to get hard, okay? Here's the thing, though, okay? Like somebody who I like sports and I pay too much attention to sports, but it gets frustrating, right? Because sometimes sports culture, right? I love hockey. I hate a lot of hockey culture. There's a lot of bullshit goes along with it, right? Like the macho fucking chest pounding. Like I don't, you know, it's like even like fighting. Okay, like when I was a kid, I liked fighting in hockey. I love hockey. Okay, but like I realize now it's like I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it, but it's like because like here's the thing. Okay, whenever a fight happens, okay, and no, but people don't get hurt in fights very often in hockey. I get it, but it does happen. Okay, and like when somebody gets hurt, fight or no fight. Okay, but like when a guy gets hurt in a fight, you always hear after the fact, the guy who beat up, okay, the guy who beat up the other guy, who knocked out the other guy or broke his jaw or whatever, right? They'll always say, well, you know, you don't want to hurt anybody. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. Like, but buddy, you're a 230-pound man punching a guy in the head as hard as you can. The fuck do you think is going to happen if you connect? Like, that's why I don't like there's like the macho mentality, right? Like Don Cherry, okay, look, I know I can't do jokes about Don Cherry, okay, in Renfrew live shows because I would get killed, okay? I get it. People loved him, I understand. But here, whatever you think about Don Cherry, whatever you think about his politics, okay? He was 85 when he finally quit / got pushed, okay? He was 85. I'm 45 and already basically incoherent. Do you think 40 years from now, I should still be on TV spewing garbage about the Russians? I mean, just enjoy the rest of your fucking miserable life, man. Like, seriously, because by the end, it was, you know, Don Cherry, he you know, people would always defend him like, he says what he's thinking. You know, there's no filter. He just says what's on his mind. So did my grandfather, and we put him in a fucking hole, okay? And one of those bad ones, too. No, but like, because what bothered me about him, okay, as like a left-wing, bleeding heart, pinko socialist hockey fan, is that he would always attack your patriotism, okay? If you didn't agree with him on any of his political stances, okay, you like, and there were lots of them, okay? Like, remember the Iraq War? I don't know, anybody remembers that? How he was like really in favor of that one. As much as I love saying, I told you so, but yeah, he really got mad about that one. I know nobody likes to talk about that. But anyway, he'd always like go after you, you know, like you know, it's like fuck you, buddy, okay? Like because by the end it was like he didn't even make sense. Like, he was just, it was like vowel sounds. It was like whale music. He was just making random noises. Like they would just show him a video of the Russians beating us back in '72 just to get him all worked up and angry. You know, just let's get grapes going here. Dougie Gilmore's Wow, really feel sorry for the neighbors in my apartment. But see, that's why hockey gets me too angry, right? So like in my dotage, okay, in my mid-40s, okay, the older I get, the more I like baseball, because baseball relaxes me. I mean, I still get mad, but I don't get as mad as I do watching hockey. And when I lived in Toronto for a bit, and for about 5 years, and the very first Jays game I went to in Toronto, it was the middle of May, all right? So it was a little later in the year than this, but it was the middle of May, and it was a Monday afternoon. It was one of those like last games before a road trip, right? So like they had a game at like 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday. I'm like, wow, I mean, everybody's going to be at work, so I'll just go down by myself and sit in the 500s and have a great time. There'll be nobody there, right? Didn't think it through. I get off the subway and there's like 3,000 school buses and like a million little kids running around. I'm like, oh shit, it's like clearly school trip day at the ballpark. That's like they fill the stadium with, you know, so I'm like, ah, fuck, if I go in for a penny, in for a pound, I'd already come all the way down to the stadium. And at this point, I'd never been to a Jays game in my life because my parents, growing up in Metcalfe, are afraid of everything and wouldn't even come into town being Ottawa, okay? They were afraid to come to Ottawa, let alone Toronto. And I grew up half an hour away from Ottawa. My parents are like the most boring fucking people. Swiss Chalet is a little too ethnic for their taste. Okay, that's a characterization of anyway. So I've never been to a Jays game in my life, is my point. Okay, I'd never been to a Blue Jays game, so I was like, oh, I know I'm going. So I bought my ticket. There's like not a lot of tickets left in the stadium. I'm like, okay, but I mean, you know, I'm here, right? So I sit down. It's about 15 minutes for the first pitch. Okay, and then sure enough, okay, they come filing in like a plague of locusts. Okay, there's 13 grade 7 girls sitting in my immediate left, 13 grade 7 girls sitting in my immediate right, and me smack dab in the middle, the only adult in a 150 square foot radius, like fucking Uncle Irv the perv. I'm like, fuck, what do? I acknowledge their existence? I'm stuck here for 3 hours. Hey, you girls like baseball? You guys have been great. Thanks very much. I mean, I assume you've been great. I know you've been great. We've had a good time. We've had fun. Thanks very much for tuning in, everyone. I feel like I'm doing Trevor's pad right now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, so I do a show every Tuesday and Friday night at 9 p.m. on Facebook Live and Twitch. Just look up Trevor's pad on Facebook. There's a big page, and I'm Trevor W. Thompson. On Twitter, Trevor Thompson 75 on Instagram. I should have the same address for everything, but again, I'm terrible at marketing and self-promotion, which is why I'm here in this apartment in Centertown, Ottawa. No. Okay, thanks very much for tuning in. And I'm giving the characteristic like Jenn Hayward 7-minute intro as my outro. So I just, it's kind of the theme of the night, because I'm notorious when I host for sometimes giving rambling introductions, but Jenn Hayward definitely takes the cake. Thanks again, everybody, and have a great night, everyone.
Thank you, Trevor. I'm going to keep you on for 1 sec. We absolutely love Trevor, and yes, when I drink, I do a lot of stuff. But anyway, people love.
Remember the Trevor's pad, my show at Yucks.
Absolutely, I put it. Oh yeah, Trevor. The last time I did comedy, he was like, "You weren't drunk," and then 2 seconds later, I went on the stage and I was like, "And another thing." And yeah,
no, it was a great night until Jen. I should mention that. I guess I also have a show once a month at Yucks in the world where comedy happens in clubs, but who knows?
It happens, right? So Trevor's pad, you guys follow it. He's very funny. I really believe in him. I believe there's a commercial viability in what he's doing. He's doing nothing else because he left my company, which is fine. We miss him. But I want to thank Trevor. Yeah. This is what we're doing. I'm going to add everyone else. Thank you, Janelle. Thank you. Who else? Mark Sluban, David Haddad, Simone. No one is naked. That is good. And Tom Hills. Everyone else is gone. The fundraiser is there. You can still share it. I will Go For It will match up to $700. I've seen some people have donated already, so share it away. Listen, if life has brought us anything, we're not in a fire. That's good. These comedians are great. If you see a chance to see them live, I know how much you love them, and so I know that it's hard to do these shows, but I think you all really killed it. To be honest, I was laughing, and that's not just because I'm drunk. You guys were really funny. Melissa, we love you. We're sorry this happened to you, and we cannot wait to see Trinkets back up and running. And I know the reason this whole thing is happening is because you continually pay life forward. All I did was saw 18 people run to the cause and start GoFundMe. I said, well, listen, I got some comedians. Let's do this. We love you. We love Spencerville. I love the spirit that you provide, and I love each and every one of these comedians in different and totally appropriate ways. Thank you all. Make rich, and we shall see you in the future. Trevor's pad, everyone. Bye-bye.
Cheers.